Alright, so welcome back to Building the Chippewas. We barely beat FCS Midwest in our first game action last night, and now today we are simulating year one. We're going to be focusing a lot on recruiting. We don't really care about whether or not we win games. Not really the goal here in year one. Not our team yet. So recruiting is going to be the big thing here that we focus on here today. We've got our board filled with mostly 3-star prospects, couple of 1-stars that we have our eye on, including Lamar Chocolatey. That is just a guy that screams like he belongs on CMU. Let's head into recruiting and see where we stand. Ooh. All right, Jeremiah Proctor. Now, we're going to sort by position here. Jeremiah Proctor and Jalen Kegler were our 2 quarterbacks listed as athletes that we want on this team. We don't really need them both, but obviously it's never going to hurt. They're both very similar players, both scramblers. You'd think they got some good speed. Got 155 hours to work with here. That's not a ton. So, whoops, didn't mean to back out. New game and all. So anyway, let's go into Proctor here. We should also focus on the scouting. We didn't do any of that yesterday. How many times can I just do this? Oh, that can't be good. Does that mean he's Red's bad, eh? Red's bad. 89 throw power is something we could work with. 87 speed here for Proctor, so that's not super great. What about Kegler? Okay, not a bust or a gem. 88 speed, 89 throw power, accuracy is a little low, but so I was hoping for a little bit more out of them, but overall, I think we're still going to be okay with either of these guys. Not sure why Proctor is labeled as a bust. He is better than Kegler, but maybe it's just the high ranking right off the start. And then let's also do that for that 4-star safety we tried to recruit in Trevor Fisher. Let's scout him. Hey! Okay, 91 speed, 81 zone, 91 acceleration. Change of direction's fairly solid. All right, that's good news. Where are we on his board? Not really that great. We've got Pitt to compete with here, which, in theory, we should not be competing with Pitt at all for players, but we're going to do it anyway. We have 65 hours to work with here, and I really want this 4-star, so we're going to send the house on him. Wait, can we not? Oh, right. So I think there's a limit. We can only spend 50 hours in these extra actions. So we're going to have to do this a little bit differently. We're going to DM him. Did that work either? Did that do anything? Yeah, I did. We'll do this. Okay. I think we've done what we can when it comes to Fisher. And then we also want to focus on... Well, we want to focus on everything right now, if we're honest. Oh, yes. I almost forgot about Lamar Chocolatey. Oh. Oh, we're locked out. He's verbally committed to Buffalo. Really? Really? I really thought we were going to have a chance at this guy. We were pursuing this 1-star just because of his name, and he is out of the running early, it appears. That's not good news. All right, well, how about the 3-star punter? We got 50 hours to work with. Are we really about to send the house on a punter? I think we are. Alright, so we'll see what kind of effect that has. We aren't even in his top 8. if we're going to make any moves on Potts there, we're going to need to do it now. Well, that is a big, big surprise here in Week 2 after we completely struggled with FCS Midwest on our own last night. In the simulation, we beat Coastal Carolina, and the Central Michigan Chippewas are 2-0. What happened here? They actually had the edge in offense, in total offense. One turnover, it was a fumble. Huh. We won the time of possession battle, though. All right, so back into recruiting. We're back up to 90 hours. We don't get that the full amount of hours back if we just do this every week. So we kind of got to work with what we have here. So we're in a good spot when it comes to the quarterback still. Now that we know that Kegler is potentially at least a little bit better and not a bust like Proctor, I feel like we want to focus on Kegler a little bit more. But the only thing I think we're going to be allowed to do now is schedule a visit. Let's schedule that for Week 13, the rivalry game. I know it's a little bit late in the season, but the rivalry game with Western. Let's do that. And then I think this is... I'm going to assume this is a pitch or something. What we want to pitch him on. How about a family visit? All right, so we still got 50 hours. We've got Kegler down. Let's go see where we're at with the safety, Trevor Fisher. We're still behind Pitt. That's to be expected. We're going to schedule a visit again. We're not going to schedule them for the same time. We're going to go here with the Bowling Green game. And then for him, campus lifestyle is important. Program tradition, I don't know if I can really justify selling him on that. So let's just go with the campus lifestyle. And then we got 10 hours to spend. Any update on Lamar Chocolatey? Are we still locked out, or is that a thing? No. Maybe we can sway him later. I still want Lamar Chocolatey on this team. But we got 10 hours to spend somewhere. Let's just go here. DM. We're sliding into Spencer Cargile's DMs here. Ooh, we got the MAC Offensive Player of the Week in our game against Illinois. Tyson Davis. 10 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. All right, so as expected, we did lose to Illinois, but how bad did we lose to Illinois? 39-37. We were actually fairly close to beating a Big Ten team. Albeit Illinois, but still. That's kind of surprising. So we enter conference play against Ball State and San Diego State before we have one of our 2 bye weeks. So back into the recruiting screen. Jeremiah Proctor is not... I don't think we're really worried about losing any of these guys, especially Kegler. We're already in his top 3, and he's locked out everybody else. Proctor has not locked out anybody, but he is so interested in us that we really don't have to do much. So I'm not super worried about that. We've got 80 hours to work with this time around. And let's go for a running back. We haven't really focused much on Alfonso Suttle, but with Marion Lukes being a senior, we're definitely going to want to find a replacement at the running back position. So I think we're just going to schedule a couple visits this week. We can't schedule it here. That's locked for some reason. I don't know if he's got another visit already planned. So let's go with the Bowling Green game yet again. Athletic facilities in proximity to home. We're going to sell in the proximity to home. And then, ooh, I also almost forgot. Actually, oh wait, no, not the fullbacks, the receivers. Where are we at in Kevin Flynn? We are in great shape to land Kevin Flynn, which is good news for us. However, we haven't scouted him at all yet, which means I think we're going to do that right about now. Uh-oh. That's not good. So the receiver that I was really sold on in Kevin Flynn turns out not going to be great for us. So let's go scout Cargyle instead, as we have just barely jumped Michigan State here. Come on, be good. He's not bad. 96 speed, though. That could be huge for us. So if we're not going to get Flynn, that's going to be okay. We should actually probably add a couple more wide receivers to this, to our ranking board here, if at all possible at this point. We're first on Flynn and Cargyle, although right now I don't think we really want Flynn. Let's see if we can... I mean, that's a 1-star. Maybe we can find a gem here. Let's target Ogletree. And we got some guys that are open here in their commitment still. In their recruiting. So... thinking maybe... we have our first commitment, and it's the fullback. Pierre Bridges, 1-star recruit, but it's a fullback. What do you expect? We may have won against Ball State, but it was only by a point. That's not exactly ideal, but a win is a win. I suppose we'll take it. Should I move my camera menu-wise over to the other side? I feel like it blocks more things over this way. All right, back to the recruiting screen. We've got 105 hours to work with this time around. We have already gotten the 1 commit in Pierre Bridges. We're in a very good place when it comes to David McAllister, who was the fullback we really wanted here. So we might just get 2 fullbacks on the team. What about the running backs? How are we looking here? Oh, we cannot, even if it's just this 1-star, we can't let Eastern get him instead. So we are going to do a little bit of work here on David Hawker. And then I think we still have a chance against, or with Alfonso Suttle. And Western is also in the mix here. So, fuck it. Send the house. If we can get Suttle, that's going to be huge, especially over Western Michigan. And if we don't land Hawker, who the hell cares at that point? Haven't really done a lot of focus on tight ends. Ben DiNapoli here. We're pretty far down here on his interest. I think that's Northern Illinois that he's looking at right now. Contact friends and family and see if we can get anything done. We've got 5 hours to spend somewhere else. Let's go work on... Ooh. Oh, we're in trouble here. Kicker was already a big weakness for this team, and we're not even close on any of these guys. All I can do right now is search his social media. We would really like a kicker here. But again, we do have to remember that the transfer portal could be a thing for us as well. Uh-oh. Alfonso Suttle committed to Western Michigan. DiNapoli committed to somewhere other than Central. Well, that week of recruiting going to be mostly a loss there. Got pounded by San Diego State by 10 points. Little unfortunate, but that's going to happen. 3-2 on the year. I'm really not... Ooh. Michigan State is making a move on Jalen Kegler here. That's bad news. So what we're going to do, if we can... we're going to try and soft sell here. All right, 65 hours yet to go. We're going to lose out on Subtle, unfortunately, to Western Michigan, it does appear. Nothing we can really do. Lamar Chocolatey, still locked out. It is what it is. Uh-oh. Are we locked out on all these guys? No. 65 hours left. Let's head to cornerbacks. We haven't touched them in quite some time. I think we might as well just let George Duvernay just forget him, because we're not going to be able to compete with a school like Louisville. But we still could do some work here on Daryl Tobin. That's certainly doable. Add an action here. We got 65 hours left, and we're going to need to address corners, so send a house on this guy. And then 15 hours left. Let's just go throw that into somebody else. Michigan State's making moves on Cargyle again, so let's do what we can here, which isn't much. We'll just do this. We've already scouted him. And then we can spend 10 hours on somebody else. Rochelle is also looking at Buffalo. Lamar Chocolatey swayed him. Let's do a little bit here to try and get Sydney Neighbors more on our side than MSU. There it is. We have a quarterback, our first quarterback commit here at Central Michigan, and it is Jalen Kegler, the one that I wanted from the very start. Proctor looked to be a little bit of a better player, but Kegler was the more intriguing one for me. And it turns out that he's probably going to be a better player than Proctor anyway. So that's a big commit for us. We're only going to have Bert Emanuel for so long. So getting Kegler, our first quarterback that we can build upon. Hey, we got another commitment as well, and it's the second fullback and the 3-star fullback out of Detroit, David McAllister. So, just because we got Kegler here doesn't mean that we're going to give up on Proctor. I would still like to get him. Going to need plenty of quarterbacks on this roster. Let's see if there's anyone here that we really are close on. Drugsma doesn't look like a very promising piece here. But Sydney Neighbors. Let's schedule a visit here. Bowling Green. Sell him on... He's from Detroit. We're going to sell him on proximity to home. Even though we're competing against East Lansing. Okay, we're also pretty close here on Romeo Brooks. We haven't really messed with him much, or really any of the offensive line guys that we added to our board. Let's contact friends and family and schedule a visit for the bowling. Actually, we can schedule it for the Western Michigan game. Let's do that. And then he's only focused on the pro potential here. Interesting. Okay. That works. Anyone else that we ain't gonna... I don't think we're gonna compete here for this right outside linebacker in Kashama. Even though it's Northwestern, going to a low-end Big Ten school is still gonna be better than coming to the MAC, so we'll leave him alone. Daryl Tobin was that corner. Let's try and work on him a little bit. 30 hours. Ooh, actually, I think we're in a little bit of a rough spot here. We are going to have to soft sell him. Oh, we don't. What? I don't know if we can do anything when it comes to Tobin. We might just be screwed. Oh, Trevor Fisher. I completely missed it. The 4-star safety is verbally committed to Michigan. Yeah, kind of tough to compete with that. I had a feeling. We could possibly sway, though, this 3-star safety, to Von Faoko? I don't know. Let's give it a go. Please. Oh, wait, we don't have enough for that. We'll contact friends and family, and we will also search search his social media. and move on. Hey, another commit. Wide receiver Kevin Flynn. Might not be the player that I was hoping he was going to be, but a 3-star wide receiver. He has committed to Central Michigan here. 34-31. We play a lot. Our wins are all close. All season long. The FCS Midwest game that we played, only won by 4. The Coastal Carolina game was close. We only beat Ball State by 1. We only beat Ohio by 3. All right. Anyone else? I think we're actually going to be fairly set here with Spencer Cargile. Not going to mess with him too much. Droogsma, once again, I think we can just forget. We'll just get him right off the board. Sydney Neighbors is, again, a guy that's going to be pretty close for us here. We can... No, we actually are not going to be able to soft sell him here. That's unfortunate. I don't think, yeah, we don't have enough hours left to spend on this player to do it. So there's not much we can do with him. We can scout him. Yeah, that just makes me want him even more. So we'll spend that 5 and just do what we can. But for the moment, that's it. Okay, we're pretty good here on Romeo Brooks. Not super stressed there. George Pete, we're good. Marrero, Roach. We're just going to get Glenn Grubbs right on out of here. Tony Epinesa is already committed to Northwestern. It's a little unfortunate. Kashama, we're going to get him off the board. Daryl Tobin, we're in a good spot, but Bowling Green is not too far behind, and there's not much more we can do outside of just scout him. And I mean, nothing blows you away here, really, but hey, we're Central Michigan. We gotta work with what we can get. Seth Knox, a safety again. If we send the house on him, we might have a chance to do something. And then I'm going to save those 50 points for another guy that we might have to do some work on. Costanzo. Hey, we're actually at the top of his board right now. I can't schedule a visit with him, but we can contact the friends and family. We'll do that. The other kicker was better anyway, but, I mean, we can't compete with Florida. These are all Power 5 schools, if the Power 5 is even still a thing anymore. So we're just going to get Mike Pettis right off the board and set our sights on Cesar Costanzo. Then when it comes to the punters, we're actually leading on both of them, Trainer and Potts, so no reason really to do anything there. Ogletree is still very early on in his recruitment. Offer him a scholarship because we're actually down to 28 of our 35 available right now. So now, 20 hours left. Let's just do a little early start there with the DM and the social media search. And move on. How about Manny Best? We got no shot. I ain't competing with Georgia. I accidentally almost got Kegler off of our board. I don't even know if this is a thing I can do, but we're just going to forget about Best right here, right now. 5 hours left. Anywhere specifically that we're going to want to spend it? Not really. A little 6-point win over Eastern. Eastern's 2-5. They're not good. But we're 5-2. We're 1 win away from bowl eligibility here in year 1. All right, 95 hours to work with. I'm going to actually head back to the prospect list because we have 7 scholarships to work on here. Is there anybody that we haven't added to our board that would be... We should probably try and focus on some tight ends. 1-star tight end in Cribbs. All of these guys are still open in their recruitment. We do have height and weight, so that's good. I want to... Can we find a big, big tight end? .6'4", 247. This guy's a 4-star, though. Oh. That's going to be a tough sell. I mean, we only tried to recruit one 4-star, and we saw how that went. We got completely outclassed by Michigan. But we're going to try here on Enrique Beckham. Recruitment's still open. He's relatively close to home. We're going to give it a shot. And then we missed out on that one safety. We're in a good spot for a couple others. We're actually in pretty good shape when it comes to these guys. I'm not super worried there. Outside linebackers listed as a need. Glenn Kashama. Did we have him on our board already? I don't know, but we're going to add him to the board. How we doing on Chocolatey? I have bad news. He is verbally committed to Buffalo. Now, that doesn't mean we can't get him, but it means we're kind of screwed for now. And he committed, actually, last night. He committed after the FCS Midwest game, which, to be honest, anybody that watched that game, I guess I really couldn't blame you for not wanting to come here after that. But we got a chance. We can still sway him, I do believe. Not right now, but maybe later on. All right, so we're going to head to the bottom of the recruiting board here and focus in on these guys that we just added. This is going to be very, very hard to get Enrique Beckham being a 4-star tight end when he's already got interest from a couple of Big Ten schools, although some of the lower schools in the Big Ten, Northwestern, Indiana, Purdue, he's also got TCU in there. So that's not good. We're going to offer him a scholarship, and we are going to send the house straight away. Also going to scout him to see if there's even a point. 83 catching, 86 acceleration, 85 speed for a tight end. That's not bad. His deep route really kind of sucks, but spec catch is at 83. So we're in a good shape when it comes to that. We could also... Actually, no. We can't do anything else right now when it comes to him. So we're just going to have to hope for the best on that. And then when it comes to Kashama, offer him a scholarship. And we only have 15 hours remaining, so we're just going to DM and search the social media. And we are going to hope that that's enough to kind of boost us up here. Although we do have 2 Big Ten schools to compete with here as well. So that's obviously not ideal. Holy shit. The Central Michigan Chippewas with a 41-7 win. Every single win on our season was by 1 score or less up until this point. But the Central Michigan Chippewas are going bowling in year 1, so we're probably going to play that game today. Ooh, we only have 30 hours to work with this week. So we're going to want to, again, focus on these guys at the very bottom. And look at what we did on Enrique Beckham. The 4-star tight end we only just added to the list. We jumped all the way to the top, but we're the only ones that have offered him scholarship so far. So that could change very quickly, but we're going to want to keep it up when it comes to him. We actually don't even have enough points to schedule a visit. Well, we're locked out of that anyway because he hasn't narrowed down his top 5 yet. So we're going to want to just do what we can here. Which I don't think is actually anything. I think we're kind of just stuck when it comes to Beckham. But hopefully we're going to be okay. But we can do more when it comes to Glenn Kashama. We didn't really jump up his board very much. But we didn't really do a whole lot either. So we're just going to contact the friends and family and hope that that works. 5 hours left. We don't really have... I don't know if there's anybody here that we haven't done anything with yet. We haven't done a social media search on the punter, Alex Potts, so I guess we're going to do that. Oh, wait, we can't. But we can on the other punter, Bradley Trainer. Still no commitments. We don't have many. I think we only have 4 commitments right now. All right, the Bowling Green week. This is going to be a big game because we have a couple visits scheduled for this one. So hopefully this sways a couple of those recruits that are kind of on the fence about us. And hopefully we come out and show out pretty well. Central Michigan, undefeated in MAC play. Fuck is up with the Chips here? There we go. 3-star punter Alex Potts has committed to Central Michigan. But that's the only commitment of the week. Jeremiah Proctor is named as top 3. MSU and Michigan have snuck in. That might not be very good news for us. All right, 100 hours to work with. Proctor has a visit scheduled with Michigan State, so if we can... He hasn't narrowed down his top 5. He's got his top 3. What do you mean? Wait, we didn't offer Proctor a scholarship? How the fuck did that happen? Well, anyway, now we can schedule a visit. No, we can't. Okay. So wait a minute. What happened here when it came to Proctor? I feel like we did a lot of this. But oh well. We're just going to do what we can. Which is about that. We could also soft sell him. We don't have enough hours. I don't feel like that math is mathin', but okay. Oh well. We've already got Jalen Kegler, so we're really set, but I'd like another option. Pierre Bridges is already committed. David McAllister. Kevin Flynn. Cargyle is looking really unlikely. We can't schedule a visit with him either. Is there anything else we can do? We can do this as one final Hail Mary, but it's not looking very good as MSU has jumped us in there. DiNapoli's already committed. Rochelle. Sydney Neighbors to Bowling Green. Romeo Brooks. Little last-ditch effort. George Pete. We haven't really done much on the 2-star center, but we're going to need one. So, we only have 45 hours. Let's go here. Marrero. We're feeling pretty good when it comes to Marrero. Don't really think we have to do much. John Roach, we can't compete with Wisconsin, so unfortunately he's off the board. Chocolate, he's still going to Buffalo, as well as Keenan Baggett. Antoine Morton to MSU. Ooh, but this is a close race here with Seth Knox. Can we do anything else? Not really. But we can scout him. I don't know if that sways the player at all, but I'm going to do that. Okay, so not good. But we're out of hours. How are we doing on these guys here at the bottom? Oh, wow. Enrique Beckham is really close. The only other team that's offered him is Akron. So I'm not super worried there. Glenn Kashama, we're going to have to probably focus on him next week, if at all possible. And just hope for the best on that. But we're out of hours right now, so... Well, it's our first commitment in a while. Romeo Brooks, the right guard out of Detroit, has signed on. He may have had a visit that week. Uh-oh. Jeremiah Proctor is really getting some interest from Michigan State. And there's just not much else I can do when it comes to Proctor. We're just kind of screwed. So that is just going to have to wait. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Spencer Cargyle, still not looking good. They got a visit. We don't. I don't even think I could schedule one for him. Especially because it's the final week of the season. Let's focus on these guys down here. Some of the players we were close on. I can't really do anything else when it comes to Knox. Trevor Fisher, that was a big early L for us. How are we on the kicker? D's got no interest from anybody else, so that's not good. We got the punter Alex Potts already. We're pretty good on the kicker in Costanzo. Enrique Beckham is still in good standing with us. Kashama, Western Michigan has actually jumped Northwestern, which is bad news. So what we're going to do, we're going to try the soft sell and see if we can hit all of those interests. We could get some action in on George Pete here a little bit. Not too much. We can soft sell George Pete. And there we go. We'll hit all those interests. 25 hours left. And Seth Knox, the safety. Nothing else we can do here. Maxed out on the points that we can spend on him. TJ Simonton? Who the fuck knows? Good standing with him. Faoko. Still unsure how to pronounce that name. We can soft sell him, I do believe. Yeah, let's do that. And see if we can't get him on board. We have 5 hours remaining. Potts is already on board with us. I think I've already done everything I can. I don't know. Who have I not just done a simple social media search on? If anybody. Pete. Perfect. Well, it's yet another rivalry game to end our regular season here. 8-2. For whatever reason, we had 2 bye weeks. We're only going to play 11 games in the season, I do believe. Unless there is... We might actually have another game. I'm not entirely certain, because I thought this was the last game, simply because it was the last thing we could schedule a visit on. It might not be. But let's just simulate. Hope to remain undefeated in MAC play. Alright, so we do have one more game. We did beat Western Michigan, so that's good news. One more game against 5-6 Northern Illinois to end the regular season and head to the conference fucking championship in year 1, man. And Jeremiah Proctor has indeed gone to Michigan State. Oof. But the good news is we got Jalen Kegler, so we're still in good shape there. Let's scroll through here. Most of these guys are going to have committed by now. George Pete is still on the fence. There's nothing really else we can do when it comes to Pete. We could try and get a little something in on Eric Marrero just to make sure we get one of those centers. So let's spend some hours here. Do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of that. We should be all set on Marrero. Seth Knox. Done what we can, unfortunately. Nothing more we can do. Simonton. We're set for the moment. However, there's some scary teams in his top 5, so that's a little scary. We're maxed out here on Tavon. Costanzo is in good shape. Might as well just soft sell him, just to pretty much guarantee that we'll get a kicker. Not really worried about this this punter, Bradley Traynor, going to Miami of Ohio. We already have a better punter. So, not super worried. Alex Potts is already committed. Devin Ogletree, he's committed to us. Enrique Beckham is in good shape. There's nothing else we can do. We just have to hope. And Kashama, now this isn't as bad as I thought it was. It certainly looked like we were way behind. And we are, but it looked a lot worse the last time I saw it. I don't think there's anything we can do here. No. Unfortunate. Final regular season game, Central Michigan versus Northern Illinois. Trying to go undefeated in conference play on the season, which is really a surprise to me. So there we go. MAC championship game, Central Michigan and the Akron Zips. We got a chance to win a conference title here in year 1. So back into recruiting. Let's see if there's anything we can do. We got 155 hours to work with. I just don't know if there's anywhere that we can even really put these points. Bradley Traynor, once again, I'm not really worried. Kent State has actually jumped Miami of Ohio when it comes to the 1-star punter. But we've got Potts. Not a big deal. Enrique Beckham. We're looking really good. However, Purdue and Northwestern are in there, which does scare me just a little bit. But there's just nothing we can do right now. And Kashama was one of those ones that committed to Western Michigan, unfortunately. But if we can get the 4-star tight end, makes up for it just a little bit. But in terms of the people that's on our board, Nothing else we can do.